Hey ladies, this is Mocha Mommy here bringing you another video. And in this video, I'd like to make a response video. The channel Black Women Making Money, you see it a lot on my community tab, has done a live talking about the recent onslaught of evictions of Black women around the country, how we are twice as likely to be evicted than our white female counterparts, and how this eviction is going to affect us and our financial future. She gave quite a few solutions, as well as many of the people in the chat. I am going to leave a link to that video and that live in the description box below, because I feel that we definitely need to lean on a lot more of our business-minded Black women. We really need to be consuming more of their content in these days to come. You see, I've been putting a lot of stuff on my community tab regarding September for Hire. And I just think it's important that we as Black women start to really discuss these issues, because a lot of times we don't have allies. A lot of times we are the primary breadwinner for our families, and we are the ones who a lot of times bear the brunt of the struggle, because oftentimes we don't have a safety net. So I'll leave a link to that video and that discussion so that we as Black women can really be mindful of how we can advocate for ourselves and help each other moving forward. I'm really grateful to this channel, Black Women Making Money. It's becoming one of my favorite YouTube channels. I'm always posting great information in the community tab, because I know that a lot of my viewers and subscribers, looking at my analytics, a lot of you ladies are very young. And it's really important that you get the right information from knowledgeable people and not just go by gossip, rumors, assumptions that you hear floating around the YouTube. So one of the things that the host talked about was the fact that there was a lot of clapback from the manosphere saying, you're the most educated, but you're also the most evicted, right? Now, I hadn't heard a lot of this clapback, but I do know content creator Marie Baker had commented on it. But this is what I will say. If 50% of Black men under the age of 30 still live at home, and we know it's not with their fathers, right? We understand the fatherlessness in our community. And if 56% of Black couples have the woman as the primary breadwinner, if Black women end up evicted, who do you think gets evicted to? Who do you think ends up being homeless to? We have to understand that Black men, unfortunately, are 6% of the population, but the largest demographic of America is homeless. And I don't mean by sleeping on the street. I mean people who don't have a lease won't have a lease or deed in their name in the next 90 days and haven't had one in the past 90 days, okay? So homelessness is an epidemic among Black men. But yet, and still, they feel free. They can jump on these lives and laugh at us. Probably people who are laughing at you is probably living with their mama as we speak. They're probably up under some Section 8 dwelling baby mama as we speak, you know, jeopardizing their housing on her internet. So again, ladies, like, it's just, we just need to kind of get out of the chats of these dusties and with this response videos, and we really need to be on our game. So I'm going to give you ladies a couple of ideas and tips in order for you to help protect yourself, in keeping in line with my September for Hire, theme that I've been doing for this entire month. Okay. So the first thing that Black Women Making Money, Cherie, had suggested was just knowing your lease agreement. Knowing your lease agreement, because it turns out that a lot of these evictions have nothing to do with Black women being behind on their rent, but actually letting other family members, extended family, or close family stay in the house or the property that they're leasing, and it was in violation of the lease agreement. So ladies, it's important to just know what your lease agreement says, whether or not you're the leaseholder. If your mom's the leaseholder, if your grandmother's the leaseholder, if you've never just really went over the fine print, it's going to be hard to understand. It's going to have a lot of difficulties in knowing, but at the same time, it is worth your effort to learn your lease. Next thing you ladies need to do is look into that seasonal side hustle to start making some extra money. A lot of retailers, hotels, restaurants, and businesses surrounding the service industry are really going to start ramping up for their holiday season. And this is around the time they start hiring. So if you want to eradicate some of that debt, bolster some of that savings, or maybe just even expand your network, work on your etiquette a little bit more, definitely get those seasonal side hustles, ladies, because people are definitely hiring. We're still facing the effects of the Great Resignation. There are still a lot of companies still hiring, and September for Hire, ladies, is the second most popular hiring month of the year. So you want to get those resumes out there, put yourself out there, and get that seasonal side hustle. For those of you who are artists, this is that time of year. This is that time of year where if you are singing, to get those demo tapes out to sing Christmas carols for any of these hotels or entertainment venues that are hiring and looking for singers. This is the time for you who are crafting to start making Christmas ornaments and wreaths and start selling your wares. This is time for you ladies who are really great at cooking and baking to start packaging up some of those baked goods to be ready to sell. This is the time of year for you ladies to really start building up that inventory of whatever it is you sell so it's available for the holiday season. This is that opportunity for you ladies who are into everything from 3D printing to crafting to flower arranging to baking cakes and decorating cookies. This is the time of year for you ladies to start stocking up and to start working on those recipes and to start self-marketing so that by the time the holidays hit, you are ready and poised to make yourself money and to make yourself a business. Next thing you ladies need to do is check your credit. Solve any discrepancies. See what circulating debt that you can close off and close out and see if you can just improve that credit score. Make sure you are handling and tackling any debt issues you have and any credit issues you have. You never know when you might need to have viable credit to be able to move into a new place. Ladies, if you are a student, this is a really good time to make sure you look for available or put yourself on the waiting list for student housing. You know, a lot of students may stay on campus in the fall and then get their own apartment in the spring. Or you have those December graduates who might be leaving housing open for next year. You want to make sure that you are looking into all available options for student housing. If you are a part-time student this semester, it might be in your best interest to go full-time next semester. I'm having a couple of healthcare workers do that here with just the reality of rentals being not very available here in Austin right now. There really is a shortage on rentals, and then there's also huge rental hikes. So some of my part-time students that we brought on provisional licenses will now be going back to school for at least 9 credits. And we're having to adjust their schedules because they want to be eligible for student housing so they can still be close enough to work. So, you know, there's only 2 students who need that exemption, but at the same time, I thought it was a brilliant way for them to still keep their jobs, to still get the experience, and also to accelerate their path towards graduation and save some money, making sure that they have housing. One of the students was actually living at home, and unfortunately her mother won't be able to afford the rent hikes going from $900 a month to $1,350. So the fact that she was able to secure student housing for next semester means that her mom can go down a bedroom and save a little bit of money on her next rental. So again, these unfortunate situations are just going to cause us to be creative. So ladies, if you're a student, either traditional or non-traditional, look into student housing, people looking to rent to students. It's a very niche rental market, and you may be able to use that to your advantage, even if you are working and just going to school part-time. Ladies, altogether, this might be the time to really start looking into those niche rentals. There are all kinds of new rules, regulations, and things coming up for ideas for housing. A lot of people are beginning to rent out rooms. People are doing certain things with their homes for short-term rentals with no leases. There are people who have above garage apartments or auxiliary dwelling units. There have even been I've seen travel nursing staff buy RVs and travel trailers and find places to park them while they're doing their travel assignments. And then when they get off the road, they sell them. And those are good housing options for some people. So just make sure that you're always prepared and just looking into things like tiny houses or above garage rentals or auxiliary dwelling units or anything else that might just give you an advantage in the rental market that can help you really propel your life forward. Also, this might be the time to start considering remote work. It might be that time to get out of the city and to, leave that job for something that allows you to work in another city, another country, another location that you're not necessarily going to be tied to tight rental markets in certain cities or areas. So I do know that my spouse, with him being in cybersecurity, they went to remote work, and a lot of his coworkers moved way out into the country to buy land, to buy acreage. And because they no longer had to deal with the commute in Austin traffic to head over to, that Barton Springs, tech district that we have there. So again, ladies, it's just really important that you just start looking into alternatives and different ways that you can find housing and secure housing for yourself. Don't worry about a whole bunch of other people. If you're a young adult, it just might be time to start looking into housing options for you and your future, and look into all those different alternatives, from remote work and maybe relocating to a more affordable rental market where housing is more abundant and more affordable. And just really make it a point to secure yourself and your future. Ladies, don't overlook remote work, whether it be full-time, part-time, or seasonal. Don't overlook those opportunities. Don't overlook opportunities with government agencies that are really struggling right now to staff, like the U.S. Department of Agriculture. With these food shortages going along, trust me that they are in need of people. The IRS, they're one of the biggest, and tax prep, that's the biggest seasonal hiring that there is. Don't overlook just maybe jobs that may pay you a relocation bonus, or jobs that might have you work remote, where you're not going to be tied necessarily to an area where housing is competitive and expensive. So ladies, just make sure that you're looking and exploring all of your options as far as employment, housing, and making money, because really it's a critical time. A lot of people are going to be struggling in these coming times, and I just don't want those people to be you. There's too much great information out here, and there's still a lot of opportunity with September for hire, and also with an incredible labor shortage. So please, this recession is very unique in the sense that there are people still hiring, even though the economy isn't at its best point and inflation is high. So ladies, don't discount yourselves and don't discount the opportunities that might be out there for you. Take a chance and just apply. You never know what you'll get. This is Mocha Mommy, and I'll see you in the next video.